This week in the South Carolina State House, bills aimed at tackling the growing opioid overdose problem have advanced in both houses. Also, a bill in the House that allows people to openly carry has made its way to the floor. And two candidates that are vying for the Ports Authority Board that have been appointed by Governor McMaster have been slowed in their appointment process due to the ongoing investigation probe in the State House. Also, a $500 million borrowing bill is taking shape in the House. The Senate Judiciary Committee sent a bill to the Senate that would allow drug dealers to be charged with involuntary manslaughter if the drugs they sold to a user caused their death. Senator Greg Embry, a Republican from Horry County, sponsored that bill.
As more people have become addicted and the problem has grown larger, they're using substances like fentanyl and things that are much stronger than typical, heroin or other opioids that were sort of the traditional drugs of choice. Because of that, we have had a spike, and a really alarming spike in the number of people that have been killed by overdoses. And it is tragic when you talk to the family of some young person who's died as a result of an overdose, and they know who provided the drugs to this young person, and there's not a thing in the world you can do about it.
House panels approved a bill expanding painkiller education, training, and higher education, pushing all doctors to report prescriptions to the state drug monitoring database, and another bill to expand places for people to safely return unused drugs such as painkillers. Broad House support is pushing many of these bills, led by Republican Representative Eric Bedingfield of Greenville County.
This coming Monday will be the first-year anniversary of the passing of my son, who unfortunately died from an overdose after becoming addicted in high school to pain pills.
A vetting panel this week did not vote on Governor Henry McMaster's two appointees for seats on the Ports Authority Board this week due to questions raised by media reports over the ongoing State House corruption investigation, according to Senator Larry Grooms, who's on that committee. One candidate's company contracts with the political consultant group Richard Quinn and Associates that has been connected to the ongoing State House corruption investigation raised some questions, as well as another candidate who donated thousands of dollars to Governor Henry McMaster's failed 2010 gubernatorial campaign. The panel said both of those claims need further verification, but at this point neither Ports Authority candidates Kenneth Jackson or William Jones are involved in the corruption investigation. Neither have been associated with any wrongdoing as well.
Do you have any association with Richard Quinn and Associates?
My company, Canada, we have a contract with Richard Quinn and Associates that's been ongoing for quite a long time, probably back to the mid-90s.
And a bill to let people openly carry guns without a concealed weapons permit hit the House floor this week after passing out the Judiciary Committee along party lines.
Listen, I understand that this is a gun bill and that it is probably, no pun intended, locked and loaded to go through. But it doesn't hurt for us to ask questions. When this bill was passed on a Thursday, the next evening, my email box started loading up. Over 500 emails, the same cut and paste email. I mean, these are folks that can't just write me an email and tell me what they think about it. It's something that someone else has told them what they ought to be saying about it. And we're expecting them to interpret all of these exceptions and all the idiosyncrasies that go along with this piece of legislation. I just have great reservation about making such a quantum leap here from what we have been doing.
House budget writers met Thursday to craft a $500 million borrowing bill, essentially a bond bill, for needs that have gone unmet over the past several years due to low funding. That includes state agency needs and higher education needs. The $800 million roads bill also remains bogged down in the Senate with no action happening in the past week. For more on the state of play regarding that bill, you can check out my story that I did for Palmetto Scene that aired on Thursday evening by clicking the link below. The roads bill could come up for debate next week in the Senate, and the House is also expected to continue tackling bills as the crossover date rapidly approaches. Now, if bills have not passed either chamber by April 6th, their chances of passing and becoming law this year are greatly diminished. However, if they do not get passed by the end of session May 11th, they can be carried over to the next legislative year, which begins in January of 2018. For SCE TV, I'm Gavin Jackson in Columbia.